Hey guys, I know it's been so long. Sorry about the pull out. We're going to keep this open because the lighting's terrible here. It's got like an orangey colour. Um, so, thanks for coming back to the channel. If you're watching this, I'm sorry it's been a long time. I can't make false promises and promise you I'm going to make loads and loads of videos anymore. Even though they're getting quite a few hits, I'm just too busy. 2 kids, self-employed. Well, I'm not self-employed. I'm running a business and it's doing okay, and it's busy, but it's busy, you know, on both fronts. What we're probably going to try and do a bit more of is start a bit of a landscaping channel with all the landscaping tools, because I seem to find out the state of this place. It's just an absolute tip. But what we're here to talk about today is things I have managed to make time for, and it is a new battery carrier. Now I know this isn't new, and there is lots of these things on the market, different designs and stuff. But I thought they were all a bit rubbish, to be honest. And a friend said to me, "You should buy 3D printed. All your ideas you can." So I started doing some 3D prints, and I thought the best sort of idea I've had yet would be to make a expandable battery carrier. Now, previously I'd used this, which I love, but it ends up you end up putting stuff like this in it, like that. Your ear defenders. It doesn't, you know, you don't. It's not just for battery. And in the bottom, it's just full of rubbish and drill bits and discs and stuff. So I thought, well, if I had a specific battery carrier, all it would do is that, and this is it. 3D printed. The batteries, right? So here are some of the things I didn't like about the other ones I've seen. The batteries don't click in. Listen, they click in here, right? Which makes they don't lock, which they don't fall out. Okay. The other ones, they would slot in, but they would then bash around. The other thing is they were massive. They would have like a big bottom on them, and maybe that's to protect the batteries a bit more, but it just wasn't required. It was already heavy. We're having maybe 5 or 6 batteries on it, so having a bottom on it to hold it upright it's not really necessary. Yes, if you've only got one battery on it, this would be lopsided, so it would sit like that. But again, it's not a big deal. It takes the flex volt batteries, that's the 9 amp, so the 12 amp will fit as well. That's the 5 18 volt ones, and that's the 2 amp. Oh, show you that in a minute. That's the 2 amp little batteries. So it takes all of them, and you can put in a mixture of them as well. So there it is with all of the batteries on. Lovely. But it comes with, because not everybody uses so many batteries, you know, if you're an electrician, you might only use a couple for a drill or something like that. So there's a 4 carrier. Voila. Let me just unclip it all so you can see. And it's dead easy with your hand on it. You don't have to set it down to take the bits off it. And that's it. Dead simple. This one's had several weeks worth of use. So you know, I didn't want to offer anything until I tested it myself and it was robust. It's printed just in PLA, but that seems to be the most rigid and most strong. But that's it. 4 batteries, slot them on nice and easy. I've thought about modifying them in other ways. Maybe if I put a little switch to say that they're charged or not. We could have a little torch on here with a light powered from the batteries. If we had like a battery module in, you know, connector. So there's that. And then you think, well, if I wanted more batteries added, I have to buy one that has 6. Well, not anymore. With my product, you can just buy the expansion. You can just buy the expansion on its own and just have 2 batteries to carry. But I think maybe only having 2 batteries is a little bit pointless for having a separate battery carrier. If you've got 4 or more, then definitely. And all that happens is this slots onto there, and now you have 6 batteries. And it's quite comfortable. You can hold it there or there. The only modification I've made, for instance, from my one, this has gone through several different designs. The reason I like this one is because it's nice and thick. There's loads of room for your hand. It's got the expansion groove that I've added, and there is room for future modification without inhibiting people that have already bought this one. I didn't want to do the Apple thing where you buy one that's outdated, you have to buy a new one. So what I was thinking is there's going to be a slot-on thing. I'll get to that. There's going to be a slot-on sleeve that you can mount in your workshop or under a shelf in your van. And the only thing I made better about the one that you might end up buying is this. This seemed a little bit light for me. At first I thought, well, if you have a team, you might say, yeah, you take those 2 batteries, I've got these ones. I don't think that's going to happen so much. I think it's better if this fits on and it's snug, doesn't come off so easy, right? So I've increased the size of the join to make it slot on a bit harder. I do stand it a little bit before you get it. But when that slots on, you can get it off. What you'd have to do is put it on something flat and give it a bit of a knock like that, if you can see that, don't you? But yeah, something flat, and then you'd be able to knock it out. But it means that that's rigid then, so it's got less flex, and you know, you're not going to do that with your batteries. So you wouldn't get the way it is here. You'd get one that one you'd have to go like that to get it off, right? And that's it. So 6, you could add another one, 8, but I've only tested it really with 6. And you know, with 6 decent sized batteries or a mixture on it, it's heavy enough, you know. Even if you just put them on one side, look, it sort of leans to one side, but it still holds them upright. So, and the other thing is, most of the batteries, apart from the FlexVolt ones, you put the battery on the back of the battery indicator, charge indicator on the back. Most of them have it on the bottom where the connection pins are. So if you have a flat bottom on there, you have to take each one off to find out if it's a charged one. With this one, you can just turn it over and click it. That one's charged, that one's not charged, none of mine are charged. So I thought that was another benefit to it. There was basically loads of these little things that I thought would make a battery carrier a lot better, that wasn't in any of the ones that you got when you bought them from Etsy or anything like that. Some of them were good, but once you got it, it was like it was pre-assembled. So you'd have a flat bit, which is the carrier bit. Then each one of these little slots you had to screw on yourself. And that to me just sounds flimsy, you know, like it's screwed into this. Those screw threads could break. You could over tighten it, and then it just sounded rubbish. Another one I got, which looked really good, was wood. So it all looked great, it was all painted, and then when it turned up, the middle bit where these bits were screwed into was wood. And I just thought that didn't look like wood in the picture. When you look at it a bit more detail, it's a wooden block with a handle and these screw into it. I just thought, I mean, it's a good effort, but I think this is the mutt's nuts. Carries everything, you can click it clicks on, locks tight, you have to press the button to get it off. You can click the buttons to see what your charge is. It takes all the different sizes. It's light. So here's the other thing. If you've got all the batteries off it and they're all in use, or you don't have them on there, or maybe you only keep the ones that are charged on it, and you put the others aside, that's how thin it is. The other ones that had like a base plate to sit it on, where do you put that when it's, so you still have to stand it up somewhere? You know, this you could put in your bag, or it can go in the shelf but doesn't take up much space. It can slot in down the side of things until it's ready to put the batteries back on. So it's lightweight. Also, they had the whole clip and a base plate, and it didn't add to the rigidity of it anymore. You couldn't see the lights, but also you don't need the whole clip. You need the rails and the locking clip, the spring-loaded locking gap. So to have then to print all that much as well, manufacture all that much as well as a base plate, just makes the thing bigger and bulkier and heavier. And I thought, it doesn't need to be heavier, it's tough, and these add enough weight to it when you clip them on. So, and also, I mean, you can take this off. I think I only need 4 today. I'm never going to use all that. You don't have to carry the whole lot, as long as you keep them together. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to glue this on, because I don't share the batteries out. We all work in the same garden or whatever. So I'm going to glue this together so it's all one, because I'll lose it. But I could put another one, or I'd be carrying it like that. Watch out, boys, batteries. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Think it's poo, that's no problem. Put it in the comments, I can live with that. Don't buy it. I'll put the link to it in my Etsy, shop in the description, so you guys can have a look at what it offers and a bit more detail. Buy one if you want. If you want a discount, put a message in the comments and I'll make a little discount code for you, because you've come through my page rather than just searching it on Etsy. And that's it. Let me know what you think. I think it's good. If you guys think it's rubbish and it's not worth it, that's fine, but I've got use out of it. And this one, as you can see, it's all tatty and scratched and stuff. That's where it's been used so much. And you know, the boys go and get the batteries now. They know to, when they get them off the chargers, they know to stick them on here and there, all in one place. And now this bag has actually just been a bits bag, so I can put my drill and angle grinder blades. This is really an angle grinder blade because it has my ear defenders, my mask. Although I have got I've got loads of stuff I wanted to review. I've got new DeWalt stuff. Oh, incidentally, I'm going to make this for a Makita as well. Ugh. But I'm going to make it for Makita as well because, you know, it's about doing a good product that's universal and everybody can use it. But I've got like a new nail gun, the DeWalt Brad nailer in comparison to the Makita pneumatic one. And it's so much better to not have the pneumatic air compressor and all that to carry around. I've got a proper ventilator helmet for doing a lot of the porcelain and sandstone cuts. If I know I'm going to be doing them for a long time, it has the filters on the top. You've probably seen it, I think it's called a power cap. You've seen it up here. There's two filters up here. You turn the power on at the back, and then it puts clean air in, and it doesn't steam up the mask. Yeah, it's been the best solution so far, but expensive. You know, it's like £260 I think I spent, but I was just sick of coming home every day. Even with the mask on, I'd be blowing my nose and there'd be loads of dust in there. And I thought, it can't be good if it's getting into your chest, like gypsum and all that sort of stuff. So I crunched it. I bit the bullet and gone and got a good one. So I've got that to review. I've got loads of stuff, but I just haven't had time. It's the video in, the editing. I've made time for this one, and I'm hoping it's going to kickstart me doing a few more reviews and stuff. So thanks for sticking with me. It's been nearly 11 months since I did another review, and I know the only reason I'm doing this one is because I'm shamelessly self-promoting my product, but if I can get some revenue from that, then it might help me free up a bit of time to do stuff. I'm sure you guys have survived all right without me though. I'm not a big YouTuber, not up there yet, but I do get a lot of comments and I do get a lot of questions and stuff, so it's good, especially the patio stuff at the minute. But yeah, have a look at it. If you think it's okay, let us know. If you think it's rubbish, let us know. Either way, see you soon.